Aging in place and being in your own home affords you special independence. And at Anita's Angels, where we've had the privilege of servicing seniors for the past 19 years, and this November will be 20 years in business. So I just thank all the people that have made Anita's Angels possible for us. And I commend our staff, from our nursing staff to our office staff to the staff on the road that does both hourly and live-in, to keeping seniors in the forefront of their lives. We really believe that there's nothing quite like aging in place. And so please consider Anita's Angels as your in-home elder care provider. And I want to keep my speech short. There's a lot of great speakers still to come. I want you to know that I have two prizes for two lucky folks here. We have some plants. So stop by. I don't know how the group wants to handle it, but we'll be happy to give those away at the end to two lucky people. And are there any questions that anyone has regarding in-home care that I could help anyone with? Cost? We're for free. No, we're not. Our range is anywhere from $34 an hour to $38 an hour, and then $340 a day to $380 a day. So yes, it is expensive. It sounds like a lot when you first hear that. But just think about how much in Beaverbrook you pay on a monthly basis just to be there, for example, okay? Your condo fees are, shall we say, noticeable. So if you're in your own home, it's great, but if you're in any kind of community, there's a lot of costs involved. So certainly, if you take the hourly rate and times 10, you have, say, 36 hours worth of $36 worth of care per hour, say, and if you have 10 hours, you're at $360 already. So for a live-in, you have another 14 hours of service from an aide that would live in with you that could help you in need. So, but yes, and anyone who wants further information can stop by at our table. Are there any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Does Anita's Angels only deal with elderly, or do you help elderly?
We specialize in elder care. So I would have to say that today we are, certified and accredited to serve elderly people. We were, people, the range of elderly can be, left to right, but I would say not your children, not your 20-year-old children or your 30-year-old children, but anyone who's 40 or over who may have some kind of illness and wants to stay at home, we would be able to help. Yes, ma'am.
How has Anita's Angels been handling the home health aid shortage in Hunterdon County and really across the country?
So that's a great question, and there is a dearth of home health aides and certified home health aides in the county and in the state. It's a industry-wide problem. So I would certainly say that word of mouth is important. So us speaking at events like this and letting you know about our agency and what we provide is so important. And then, we do quite a bit of advertising, and we were just at an event this morning, a job fair in Bridgewater. So we never take our foot off the pedal and always have seniors in the forefront of our minds. So I'm sure there are many other questions, but I don't want to infringe on others. Thank you all for attending today. We really appreciate your being here, and I thank you.
Good job. Good job, Tom. And now, next, we will have Sheriff Frederick. W. Brown.
Good afternoon, all. I'm very happy to be here, and a big thank you to John. He did call me and invite me, and without him, obviously, this wouldn't have happened, so we wish him a speedy recovery. Before I get into scams, I have my two officers here. I have Corporal Jessica Gutzik and Sheriff's Officer Sonia Bellamy. They're going to talk about two programs that we've started. One has been with us a long time. The other, we're just starting this week, really, so you go right ahead, Jessica.
So the sheriff's being a little too modest. We have several programs. He's been a huge supporter of some of the programs we've created and we've continued for our community members. The Special Needs Registry, come back. Is that a little better? Sorry. The Special Needs Registry is something that we're just starting. It is exactly what it sounds like. We want to know about any special need that you would like police, fire personnel, or EMTs to know about if, God forbid, we respond to your home in an emergency situation. Anything. Whether it's someone doesn't like flashing lights and might get agitated by a police car pulling up outside, someone has mobility issues that the fire department should know about, again, God forbid, responding to a fire call at your house, anything like that, we want to know. All of the information is kept in a secure database at our 911 center. So your information is safe. We're not putting it on any other registries or call lists or anything like that. All we want to do is help keep our community members safe and improve our interaction with everyone. So sums it up.
Thank you. Sonia?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sonia Bellamy. I'm a sheriff's officer here in Hunterdon County. I'm the coordinator of a program that the sheriff's office utilizes called Project Lifesaver. Project Lifesaver is a program that is for anybody who might wander. So that ranges from, children with autism to adults with dementia, individuals who may have had a stroke, those with traumatic brain injury, anything where somebody might become confused and wander from their homes, and we might have a tough time finding them. So our program is essentially, it's a bracelet, and on that bracelet there is a transmitter that contains a radio frequency, and we utilize our transmitters to be able to connect, basically, not like GPS, so we don't follow your every move. But in the event of an emergency, if somebody wanders, their caregiver calls 911, 911 immediately calls us, and we respond immediately to the residents, and we bring our equipment to try and find them as quickly as possible. Generally speaking, our fines have all been within 30 minutes, and we have definitely had instances where any longer might have had a real different outcome. So this program has actually really helped a lot of people. It's a nationwide program. Most states in the United States have the program. It's usually run by the sheriff's office or local municipal police department. And we actually partner with all of those agencies. So if if your loved one, you take your loved one on vacation, we notify that the agency closest to where you'll be staying, and we'll share your loved one's profile with them, so that they'll have all of the information that they need if there was to be an incident regarding wandering when you guys are on vacation. The program is completely free to members in our community. The sheriff has been really gracious to allow for that. So anybody who is interested, anybody who might know somebody, you can see us in the back. We have flyers. I'm available 24/7. You can always reach out to me, and we come to you, so you don't have to come to us. It's obviously, a little bit easier for anybody with mobility issues or anything like that. So we're just really happy to be able to provide this service for our community members. It's really important for us to, give back to you guys. So thanks.
Thank you, and being your sheriff, I couldn't be more proud of my officers. They're top-notch, I think the best in the state. We're going to go really quick through the scams, because there's so many scams, we could take an hour to go through them all. But one thing you always want to remember is, do not give any information out over the telephone. When somebody calls you to ask for information, just cut them off, do not give them anything. The only time you should give anybody anything over the phone is if you call them and you know who you're calling and you know who you're talking to. The IRS will never call you on the phone, and that's a common one that we've gotten many complaints about. IRS calls, said you have to send us $5,000 in gift cards or we're going to come arrest you. The IRS does not do that. And it's funny, so much of it is common sense, but people fall for it. When they hear that IRS is coming for me, they really panic. A local doctor earlier this year came to my office after paying $3,000 for what he was told was that he didn't show up for jury duty at the Justice Center. So the person told him to get these gift cards, and all he had to do was call them and give them the number off the back of gift cards. It would avoid an arrest. But then he told them, go to your sheriff's office and report there. And he came in and told me that, he said, why didn't somebody call me and tell me there was a warrant? And I said, well, there wasn't. You were scammed. And once you give the number off the back of the gift card, it doesn't matter whether you call anyone or not. It's theirs. They then have it, and they will take that money from you. So never, ever do that. JCP&L, there was recently a person that someone called, I don't know whether you know it, JCP&L is changing meters in Hunterdon County to a digital meter that sends a signal, so they won't have to come out and actually read the meter. So it's free, though. They're all doing it from within. Yes, ma'am.
Are they changing their name?
I don't believe so. They're owned by another company, but I think they're keeping it
I
JCP&L.
just got a letter from them, and I ripped it up. And
That's always a good thing to do. If it was legitimate, they'll contact you again, so it's a problem. But with the meters, anyway, there was people were receiving phone call that $450 was the cost. We needed you to give us the money up front, and it was through gift cards. The gift card should always be the trigger to you that no legitimate place is going to ask for a gift card. I mean, if it was something else, you could either do it by check or whatever, but no gift cards. And also, anybody calling you, and I say this, even PBAs used to do it a lot, and FOP would do it, calling, asking for money over the phone. Tell them to send you something or come to your house and do it that way, donate. Don't give it to this other company that's trying to solicit money, and most of the money goes to that company. It doesn't go to who you want it to go to. I will be real short on this, so I think we covered most of it. The biggest thing is don't give information out over the phone. One quick thing, summer rentals, it's coming that season. Again, a Hunterdon County person rented a place down the shore out of a pamphlet that said, place for rent, sent $1,500, again, by gift cards, and went down to move into the house for the week, and the house was lived in by people. There was no rental on it at all. It was just completely, totally a scam. So there's so many scams out there, but most of it is common sense, and, just if you think it's too good to be true, it probably isn't true. So it's real simple. Don't give in to these people, even if they're very persistent on the phone. And a lot of people will argue with people on the phone that, trying to drag them on. You're better off just cutting communications and hanging up on them, because they also do record things. If they ask you a question and you answer yes, then they can use that as they cut that out of the tape, and they use that as you saying yes to something they're trying to sell you. So thank you all. Thanks again for being here and giving me the opportunity to speak to you, and God bless you all.
It's funny. We've lived in Hunterdon County for 24 years, and this is the first time I met the sheriff. What a wonderful gentleman and his force. Thank you. This was the point in the program today that John was going to get up, and I don't think I know anyone who can speak as well as John can on safety issues and fire issues. He's an expert. He started this company decades and decades ago, but he said, Mike, would you please put some of my items on the back table because I want people to know about them. And one of them was that grabber we were talking about, so you don't have to stand on a chair, and you don't have to get your ladder out of the basement to climb up. You have a grabber, and the grabber can grab things on the floor, and grab things up high, and that way you can save yourself a fall. There's a reflective belt back there that in the evening, if you're going to take out the garbage, you want to walk the dog, you want to look for your cat, you put that little reflective belt on, and it reflects so that you are seen by motorcycles and cars and bicycles and other walkers. There is a headlamp that is a very important thing to have because many, many times electricity may go out and you need both your hands, and you have this nice little headlamp you just click on, you can see, it'll lighten your way wherever you want to walk, wherever you're going, and you still have both of your hands. So that's on the back table there. He also has back there a water leak detector. And the water leak detector hooks up to whatever water facility you're using, hot water heater, your refrigerator, washing machine. And if there is the slightest leak, it actually connects to your phone through an app and lets you know wherever you are. I mean, you could be down the shore, you could be out shopping, that there's a leak. And because how many times have you heard of a leak and it ruins somebody's floor, the washing machine, the hose broke. So there is something called the water leak detector that's back there. Also a flexible steel water hose. He recommends replacing the rubber hoses on your washing machines with a flexible steel water hose. That way it doesn't break, it doesn't snap, it doesn't get slits in it. He also has a special plug back there that if you've got electric items that you need to plug into things and it's close to the wall, these are flat to the wall so that you don't have to be maneuvering maybe a shelf out. It goes right flush up to the wall. And then you've got these safety light sticks that all you have to do is break them. And you got, or snap them. You've seen kids with them. They do provide light, and they also provide illumination and a warning if you need one. So there are some of the things that John has back there. He has an enormous number of stories he was going to tell, but I will say one thing, is that please let the audience know that the #1 fire hazard in your house, anybody want to guess what it is? The #1 reason a fire starts. Anybody? No, I even said candles. We had lunch. No, it's cooking in the kitchen. #1 flash fires, terrible. Anyway, be careful out there. With no further from me, our last speaker, two speakers from the Clinton Township Police Department, are Officer Raf Vestola, and Detective Michael Joseph Akers, and they're going to be presenting right now. Come on up, officers.
Okay, can everybody hear me? You can hear me? That's good. All right. I'm Michael Akers. Thank you for letting me be here. Chief DeRosa, thank you for letting me be here as well. I'm going to keep this pretty short, but I hope I get a phone call during this. The reason why I hope I get a phone call is because we're going to keep this interactive and we're going to keep somebody on the phone. Just for the simple reason with phone scams and grandparent scams. How many grandparents do we have in here? How many great aunts and uncles do we have in here? Okay. So pretty much everybody sitting down here has a loved one that if they were to receive a phone call from them at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock at night, or even 10 o'clock at night, saying that they were involved in a motor vehicle crash where someone was injured and they need bail money. How many people in here, I see somebody with a deer in the headlights look right at me right now, okay? How many people at the drop of a hat, without any questions asked, would start opening up their checkbook or credit cards and give them whatever it is over the phone? And be honest. No. No. Okay. What if somebody were to say that they were an attorney representing your grandson? Really? All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that because unfortunately that happens. That happens more than not. And unfortunately, it's very tough for us to investigate it because everything is roughly filtered overseas through different phone numbers, getting subpoenas. And it is very, very difficult from our perspective, from law enforcement, to bring individuals like this that are complete, and I know I'm in God's house, that are such lovely individuals in society. I think God understands. You all know where I'm going with this. Okay. Like Sheriff Brown said, please don't give them any information. We have arrested people for these types of scams. It is very, very difficult to investigate them from a police standpoint, and it's even difficult to locate them because everything is filtered. Usually, if it is too good to be true, it is. Now, who lives with a significant other, or who lives with a daughter, a son, or an extended family in here? I do. I do. Mom lives with my wife and I, okay? When I get phone calls, every once in a while I'll get a phone call from a JCP&L or somebody asking me for a payment or something like that, okay? Ask a question, okay? Always ask a question of somebody else, okay? And unfortunately, that's all I have. We have a table in the back. I have business cards in the back. We'll be in the back for a little while answering any questions if you guys have. Please feel free to stop back. And thank you for having me. I didn't get a phone call. Sorry about that.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Officer Vastola, or Officer Raff, as everybody calls me. As was mentioned, I'm the school resource officer, and I also do a lot of community policing in our community. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better? Okay, sorry. Nobody ever accused me of being hard to hear before, so. Okay, so very briefly, I have a couple of tips for you, probably my top 5 or 10 for safety, for physical safety, for older adults. I do have a lot more information in the back that you're welcome to, some handouts, and then I also have some information about our Operation Blue Angel, which I'll touch briefly upon, okay? So crime is a frightening problem for everybody, but especially for older adults. You may be concerned about burglaries, frauds, muggings, and purse snatchings, but as an older adult, you don't have to feel helpless. You can learn how to reduce your chances of becoming a crime victim, okay? So the big question is, how do I protect myself, right? You can start by learning some basic crime prevention information. For example, it helps to know that criminals look for the easiest opportunities, okay? So if you take that opportunity away from them, you're less likely to be a victim of crime, okay? Look for and remove any opportunities before criminals spot them. You don't necessarily need physical strength, agility, speed, or expensive security. You do need to be alert, cautious, and self-confident. So when you're at home, keep your doors, including the garage doors, and windows locked. Lock your vehicle, whether it's parked in the driveway or the garage. As much as it hurts me to say this, having lived in Hunterdon County for 35 years, unfortunately, our little bubble has been discovered, okay? We don't live in Mayberry anymore. Unfortunately, they know where we are, and they know that we have a tendency to be very trusting and leave our vehicles and homes unlocked. So we all need to get out of that habit, and that's myself included, okay? So do not let unknown callers know that you're home alone, and do not let anyone that you don't know into your home. So if somebody knocks on your door asking for help, I understand our first reaction as nice, kind people is to want to help them, but the best thing that you can do, no matter what their story is say, I'll call the police for you from inside, okay? You stay inside, call us, we'll handle it. We'll look into it. If they need help, they'll get it from us. If they're up to no good, they'll get scared away. So either way, it's a win-win, okay? When you go out, play it smart, all right? Use the buddy system. Either go out with somebody if possible. At the very least, tell your neighbor, a trusted friend, somebody where you're going, okay, and what you're going to be doing, when you expect to be back, okay? Be alert and aware of your surroundings and the people around you, okay? Park as close as you can to whatever store or business you're going to. At night, try to park under a light, okay? Ladies, if you carry a purse, right? I know we all love our cute handbags that hang off the arm, okay? That's an invitation. So if you're going to carry a purse, either carry it crossbody or under your shoulder, tucked in between your arm, okay, and your body, but be prepared to let it go, okay? If you have to choose between stuff and your safety, let the stuff go, okay? Which leads me up to my next point is don't carry a lot of cash, okay? Only take what you need. Most places accept and probably prefer cards at this point because of the currency shortage or whatever they have going on. All right. Plus, if somebody does steal your bag at that point and it's credit cards and debit cards, you're protected. Okay. You can call the bank, the credit card issuer, and just stop everything, and then they'll cover any losses that have been incurred in the meantime. If you lose cash, that's it. It's gone. Okay. And finally, never leave valuables or packages in plain view in your car, to include your purse or wallets or anything like that. Make sure they're in the back in the trunk, okay, or in the back of the hatchback covered up. All right. If you come back home and you believe your home's been burglarized, go to your neighbors, okay? Make a phone call or lock yourself in your car and call us, or drive to a safe place and call us, okay? Don't go in. The burglar may still be there, and even if they're not, you may be disturbing evidence. If somebody does break into your home while you're at home, lock yourself in a bedroom or bathroom and call 911, okay? We will come. Carry your cell phone or your cordless phone on you while you're at home. That's both for physical safety as well as for somebody breaking in. If you fall and you have a phone on you, obviously it's going to be a lot faster for you to get a hold of us, okay? So finally, I wanted to touch on our Operation Blue Angel program that we are participating in. It is basically a free lockbox that we provide. You provide the key to your home. If for some reason you have a medical emergency and are unable to come unlock the door for first responders, our dispatchers have the key code up at our county communications. They put it in our CAD notes on the computer. It doesn't go out over the radio. And when we see that, we know that we put that code in to access your key so that we can open the front door and get to you, so that we don't have to then, on top of whatever else you have going on, worry about how we're going to secure your house because we had to break the door down to get to you, okay? So as Detective Akers said, we'll be in the back answering any questions. If anybody has any interest in those programs, please feel free to take the paperwork. I have it in the back. Thank you very much.
This concludes the presentation part of our program today. Now, we have everybody left. All the presenters are left. You can go to individual tables, or I guess we could ask the presenters where they are if you want everyone in the audience to hear the reply. How would you like to do this?
Let's go to them.
Okay, I hear let's go to them. So without any further ado, I just want to tell you, thank you very much for coming out. We've heard an enormous amount of information. It was well presented. It was even better received. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be with you all today. And let's give our presenters one more really big hand of applause. Thank you. Have a nice afternoon, and the presenters are yours. Thank you.